Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum. So today we are going to discuss tutorial 2.4, tutorial 2.5 and tutorial 2.6. Alright, but I will not be discussing all of the tutorial questions, but I'll be selecting few questions as always. Alright, so let's go through the first question for tutorial 2.4, which is question 2, 4 reasons to use internet. Okay, the first 4 reasons to use internet. Okay, the first one is internet provides faster communication. So imagine if there's no internet, we'll be spending our time dialing up our lecturer to tell her that we couldn't make it to class. Alright, so the second reasons to use internet is that internet is an information resources. So with internet, we can find a lot of stuffs like old books that is no longer published or notes that we cannot get offline. Right? Next reason to use internet is that internet provides social networking. So remember when we are in lockdown March last year? So imagine if there's no internet. Oof, right? Lastly, okay, internet provides online services such as bank transaction and online shopping. So with internet, it provides us with more opportunity and better lifestyle if we use it in the right way. All right. Next question, question 3, advantages of expanding business through internet. The first one, okay, the first advantage is businesses will be able to provide communication with customers online. Okay, pernah tak kita encounter business yang tak ada customer service online? Frustrated kan? Okay, tak dapat solve problem masa tu juga. We have to go to the kedai untuk solve the problem. But with internet, okay, businesses can provide the customer service online, right? Next advantages of expanding business through internet is that working from home. Okay, staff can work from home and office are no longer needed. Okay, so my previous company where I work as a data analyst, okay, after lockdown decided to stop renting an office. Instead, they opted to rent a workspace for few hours if there's a physical meeting, and that has saved them a lot of money. All right. Third advantages is that businesses are able to reach a lot more potential customers through social network. So pernah tak nampak Instagram post yang ada tulis sponsored or paid reviewed by certain brand? So with those, okay, businesses are able to reach more customers compared to marketing their products offline through brochures or on magazines. Alright, and lastly, businesses are able to provide information about the business or the product to customer online. Meaning that in terms of the products, okay, details of the products, price, and more importantly, the reviews of the product. Alright. Next question, which is question 5A. Alright, so for this question, okay, we have to identify the most appropriate internet technology in the following situations. So for question 5A, supervisors of the Mekar Indah Sidinan Berhad company sent most information to the staffs via email. So this included massive quantities of forms, sales goal updates, and human resources documents as attachment. So for this question, okay, the answer is intranet. All right. Next, question 5B, Human Resources Department offering a single resource hub where employees could easily find all the latest material. So for this situation, the answer is intranet, right? For question 5C, KML is an educational organization that has the most students in Malaysia. The students can use the system to offer feedback for top management and discuss ways to solve the problem. So the answer is extranet. Next question. Question 5D. Aiman is an equipment vendor for Untung Besar Company. He sent a schedule to sales department by using a user ID which is provided by the company. So this situation, the keyword is equipment vendor for Untung Besar Company. So the answer is extranet. Alright, next question 5E. A construction project uses a network to share documents with stakeholders such as project management teams and subcontractors. So the keywords here, okay, share documents with stakeholders. The answer is extranet. Alright, next question 5F. Parkson Grand Retailer offers their partners to facilitate processes such as invoice payment and logistics through the network. Okay, so the keyword here, retailer offers their partners, okay, partners to facilitate processes. So the answer here is extranet. Okay, next question. Okay, 5G. Afi is a restaurant manager. He offers his staff a network that allows them to view their time schedule and salary sheet. Okay, so this question, the answer is intranet, right? Next is question 5H. Okay, the last question for 5. Okay, number 5. Zol's company allow his employees to submit any concerns or recommendations to improve the productivity through company website. The keyword is company website. So the answer is internet. All right. Next question, question 6A. What does IoT means? So IoT stands for Internet of Things. So Internet of Things, IoT, refers to a system of interrelated, interconnected objects that are able to collect and transfer data over a wireless network without human intervention. Alright, so that is IoT. Let's have a look at the question 6B, the important components in IoT. The first one, we must have internet, communication devices, and transmission media. So with IoT, okay, it can make our life easier and more efficient. So can you imagine, with IoT, we can control a robot that is 10 kilometers away from home, and we can also shut the living room's lamp just by the sound of our clap. Amazing, right? Okay. Next question, question 12. Okay, the last question for tutorial 2.4, question 12. The advantages of internet based on the role in employment. So, to answer this kind of question, you will have to imagine that you are in the position for each role. So, what would the internet benefit you in the role, and how it would be benefit you? So, first role. Okay, for the first role, okay, applicant, okay, the advantages would be you are able to apply job online and do research on the salary for the position and the job requirements, right? For the role employer, okay, you'll be able to research on the applicant's background, communicate with the applicant online, and share documents. All right, so that is for tutorial 2.4. Alright, let's have a look at tutorial 2.5, the broadband internet connection. First question I chose is question 2A. Okay, so for this question, we have to state the type of broadband connection. Okay, question 2A, a fast type of internet access via standard phone lines, and it does not tie up your phone. Okay, that's the keyword. Okay, does not tie up your phone. Okay, the answer is digital subscriber line, DSL. Okay, next, question 2B, the most widely used type of home broadband connection which does not use standard phone lines. Okay, does not use standard phone lines. This is cable internet service or cable modem. Alright, next, question 2C, provides access to the internet via a very fast fiber optic network. So this is fiber to the premises, FTTP. Alright, next is question 2D, provides wireless internet access to a handheld PC or mobile devices. Okay, the keyword is wireless. The answer is Wi-Fi. Alright, question 2E, uses existing phone lines and allows simultaneous internet and phone usage. The keyword here is existing phone lines. The answer is cellular radio network. Right? Next, question 2F. Accessing the internet in a very remote location. Very remote location. Okay, the answer is fixed wireless. All right. Next is question 2G. Requires a transceiver and a clear view of the southern sky. Okay, so the keyword is a transceiver. Okay, requires a transceiver. The answer is satellite internet service. All right. Now let's have a look at question 3. Okay, you have to suggest the type of internet connection for each following statement. Okay, Abu Bakar uses the internet connection at Mama food stall to read news online. Okay, this is Wi-Fi. Alright, next is Siva needs to dial a specific number in order to get internet connection. Dial a specific number. This is digital subscriber line. Alright, next is Usman subscribes an internet service that uses optical fibers. Uses optical fibers. And this is FTTP. Right, next is Ali uses his cell phone to send a telegram message to his friend when he is beyond hotspot coverage. Beyond hotspot coverage, this is satellite internet service. Alright. And lastly, for question 3, Wong uses an internet connection that uses a single phone line without interrupting the normal use of telephone line for voice phone communication. This is cellular radio network. Okay, so for the last question for tutorial 2.5, okay, question 8. A, what type of internet connection from figure below? As you can see here, okay, what is this? What is this? This is a satellite internet service. Okay, it provides internet access via satellite space that communicates with the satellite modem at ground. Alright, next is tutorial 2.6, the internet address. Alright, so the first question, question 1, number I. Okay, describe the purpose of IP address and relationship to a domain name. So what is the purpose of IP address? The purpose of IP address, it is used to uniquely identify the location of each computer or device or a node, okay, connected to internet, which is used to send data and information. Okay, that is the purpose of IP address. What is the relationship to a domain name? Okay, the relationship of IP address to a domain name is that domain name is the text version of IP address. Alright, next question 1. Okay, number 2, difference between IPv4 and IPv6 in terms of number of bit. Okay, in terms of number of bit, okay, IPv4 uses 32-bit. Okay, IPv6 uses 128 bits, okay, which allows for 2 to the power of 128 possible unique address. Okay, next question. Why is IPv6 better than IPv4? Why? Kenapa? Okay, because IPv6 could provide higher numbers of possible unique address compared to IPv4. Because why? It uses 128-bit. Right? Okay, 128 bits. Alright. Next, question 1. Okay. Example of IPv6 address. State the smallest and largest number used for each portion in the IPv6. Okay, so the example must follow the 3 rules of IP address. So this is example of IPv6. Okay, make sure the separator is a semicolon. Okay, there are 8 portions of number, and the numbers in the portion is not exceeding 255. Okay, right, the smallest number for each portion in IPv6 could be 0, and largest number would be 255. Alright, next question. Okay, the difference between IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, difference between IPv4 is that IPv4 consists of 4 groups of number and each separated by a period. Okay, kalau IPv6 pula consists of 8 groups of number and each separated by semicolons. Alright. Next, question 5. Valid or invalid? Okay, let's have a look. The IP address. The first IP address is valid. Right. The second IP address is invalid. Why? Because the first group, okay, the first portion is exceeding 255. Alright. Third IP address is invalid. Why? The last portion of number is exceed 255 and the last one is valid. Alright. Next question. Alright. Question 11. Valid or invalid? Explain. Okay. 280.130.277.1. Is this invalid or valid? Okay. The answer is invalid. Why? Because the first group and the third group of numbers more than 255. Right? And the last question for tutorial 2.6 is question 4. Okay, as network engineer, you have been given the following hardware or devices to create a network. So, you have DSL modem, router, 2 PCs and 1 laptop. So, all of the devices must be connected to a router, and the router must be connected to a modem, DSL modem, and then DSL modem will be connected to internet service provider. And that is how a network can get a internet using a modem, a router. Alright. Now let's have a look at quick summary for IP address. Okay, the 3 rules of IP address. Right. The first is separator. What does it mean by separator? Okay, for IPv4 and IPv6, they all have a separator. So IPv4, the separator is period, dot. IPv6, the separator is colon. Okay, dot, dot. Alright. The second rule, okay, the number of portions. Okay, the number of portions. For IPv4, there must be 4 portions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for IPv6, there must be 8 portions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And lastly, okay, number in portions. Meaning that you have to check the smallest number and the largest number. So the smallest number in the portion should be 0 and the largest number in the portion should be 255. So when you want to write an example of IP address or to check the validity of IP address, make sure you go through the IP address using these 3 rules of IP address. Alright. So the further explanation on number in portions. Okay, so you can see here, this is an example of IP address 192.32.14.345. Is this IPv4 address valid? No, because the IP address can only have numbers range from 0 to 255. So the full IP addressing range can go from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. So do you remember that a computer can only understand binary, right? So the reason that each number in IP address can only reach up to 255 is that each number is 8-digit binary number. So the number 0, okay, in binary would be 0000000, while number 255 would be 111111111, which is the maximum number can reach. So example, so if the IP address is 1192.168.1.34, in binary, this would be the IP address in binary. Alright. Okay, next quick summary of IP address is the short forms in IP address. Okay, have you seen these kind of IP address where you can see the dot dot here? Alright, double colon here. Okay, so this is a short form for more than 2 consecutive group of 0. So this short form, okay, the full address would be 0 colon 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 and 1/128. Okay, why is there have like 7 portions? Because this is a IPv6 address, so they have to be 8 portions. Alright, and that is all for today's video tutorial discussion. If you have any question, okay, please telegram me or email me or comment down below. Alright. The answer scheme for all the tutorials that we've been discussing will be uploaded in the GC right after class. Alright, and thank you for today's class. I hope you guys take your time to learn, okay, as much as you can. And thank you. Goodbye.